Frontline fans, welcome back to Comic Frontline, and fans, you're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to do that all-important comic book review so you, the fans, can make a decision on what comic books to buy. And today, guys, we're talking about, bam, the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 789. Now, last time I did the original numbering on an Amazing Spider-Man review was issue number 700. So it's really cool to see this series get back to its original numbering and, for the most part, basically back to its roots when I read this particular issue. Now, this book is actually written by Dan Slott, as he's been writing The Amazing Spider-Man for a very long time, and the artwork is done by Stuart Immonen. I like Immonen's artwork in this particular issue. It was very nice. It was very clean. It looked like he took some time on this. The coloring was really nice as well. All the characters were great in this particular issue. So, being that its legacy, does it kind of go back to its roots? Yeah, like I said earlier, it really does. So, how does this story start now that Parker Industries has fallen apart? Well, it starts off just like how we knew Peter Parker. He's got the Parker look. He's kind of a bum. He's living at Bobby's house, on the couch. And she's kind of introduced to here where she's like, hey, Petey, don't you have a place to stay? Do you have to crash here after only one date? And he's kind of like, well, hey, listen. He's like, who knows? You're the only one that knows that I'm Peter Parker and Spider-Man. None of them know that I'm Spider-Man. So that's why he decided to stay here. He's all down on his luck. He doesn't know what to do with himself. He's depressed. Everywhere he looks, he sees that Parker Industries has fallen, that Peter Parker's a loser. He's let down America. He's just bombarded with this. So this is kind of like Peter's worst Parker luck ever. When you succeed, you're on top of the world, but when you fall hard. And that's what happened to Peter. And everyone knows now that he's the one that's fallen. Even Bobby's making fun of him every once in a while. She puts an article clipping of threat or menace on the refrigerator. He goes to get something to eat. It's like, Bobby's, don't eat this, don't eat that. And it was hilarious to see. Harry Osborn, known as Harry Lyman now, has reestablished his relationship with Liz Allen. So you get to see him dealing with the fall of Parker Industries, as well as taking care of Peter's finances and things like that. But again, Liz Allen is the one that he's getting back together with, so it's good to see that family dynamic in the book as well. Again, this book does a great job at getting all of Peter's supporting cast back together in an issue. And this is what makes Spider-Man such a phenomenal read. This is what made Spider-Man so good. We get to see normal, down-on-your-luck Peter Parker. We get to see his cast. And that's what is making this book so well at this point. So Peter is so upset at this time that he sees this article printed in the Daily Bugle, and he knows that Robbie is a good friend of his. And he's like, Robbie, why are you reporting this stuff? And Robbie states the facts to him. He's like, because it's true, Peter. And Peter comes to this realization, and he's like, oh, you're right. Also, what this issue does really well is that it shows the intellect of Peter Parker, maybe planting some seeds that Parker can get back working at the Daily Bugle again as kind of like their tech guy or something like that. We get to see little hints of that as well. As the issue progresses, we wind up seeing that there's people outside when Peter's walking home that recognize Parker out in the street, because you got to realize he's a public figure. People knows who he is, and they're all yelling at him, screaming at him about this and that, and on how he's a loser and how he's failed America and stuff, and he winds up hiding in himself. So he's just really in a tough spot. We also get to see Flash in this issue as they're celebrating his birthday. So we get to see Mary Jane briefly in here, Aunt May in here as well. And they talk about how Peter, last time he was in a deep depression, they kind of redid his apartment. And they feel, oh, now he's a little bit too old for that. And we can see that Peter goes back to the apartment, lands back on the couch, and he's just like, oh, He's like, oh, it's the Couch of Doom. I can't get out of here. And the cool thing is that Bobby takes him out on the town as them being superheroes, trying to save the day. She's trying to lift his spirits. And what happens is, even as Spider-Man, he gets ragged on by the public. He's like, you worked with that Parker, you know, and then Bobby's trying to defend him going, you know what? He doesn't work for Peter Parker anymore. He's trying to help you guys against this Z-rated character by the name of Griffin who's eating from food trucks, you know? And then at the end of the day, we wind up seeing Peter fight the Griffin. He actually saves someone's food truck, and the people that are around him are like cheering like, Spidey, Spidey, like he is a good guy. He is trying to do good for the public. And at the end of this book, you know, Peter comes to the realization. He's like, you know what? I got somebody good in my life. Things are starting to look up for me. And, you know, and whenever I'm not Peter Parker, I can always be Spider-Man. And that's the whole reason why, you know, Spider-Man existed, right? I mean, it was just like when he didn't want to be Peter Parker, he could go out in the streets and feel good about himself, saving people. And that's what he came to a realization again. And the cool thing is that, yes, as much as I love Mary Jane, I think this relationship with Bobby and Peter can actually work. Reason being is that she's a superhero and she's Bobby, right? And he's a superhero and he's Peter. They can share each other's secret. He has someone that he can relate to about going out on the town, dealing with tough situations. And I like how they're not really rushing the relationship. They're really taking basic steps. They're more like friends starting a budding relationship. So I really like that aspect of it. I also like the beginning of this issue, too, how they threw in a brand new day moment. And he's like, just shut the fuck up, you know? He's like, don't even say that. And it's kind of like, it's a little nod to the fans out there going, you know, I understand you fans do not like that whole brand new day bullshit. So overall, I thought this issue was really well written. Probably Dan Slott's best written issue in a really long time, because it goes back to the roots of who Peter Parker Spider-Man really is. Maybe we have a different girlfriend in there, but who knows? This girlfriend could work better. Like I said, he's got someone to relate to. He's got someone that can tell all his secrets. He's got someone, you know, she knows what he's going through. So it's great to have that dynamic between those two characters. And it's planting the seeds for some things to come. So I can't wait to see where the Amazing Spider-Man goes from here now. And I'm really optimistic about it. I'm really happy about this particular issue. There wasn't a flaw for me in this book. I really, really enjoyed it. I gotta give this one a 5 out of 5. It might be my favorite. Probably because I'm a Spider-Man fan. Maybe. But I just thought it was a real well written issue. And it shows that you don't need this freaking Peter Parker Industries. You don't need this super villain. You don't need this huge event to write a really good issue with a character that's been around for eons and eons and eons. Let's just hope that Dan Slott stays this way and continues on a positive motion, you know, with this character. So, guys, in the comments below, tell me what you thought of the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 789. I'm sorry this review was late. I had a very busy weekend with a tennis tournament that was running. But until that next comic book review, you can check out ComicFrontline.com. You can also check us out on Discord, where you can subscribe to us and talk to one of the Frontline members at least 24/7 of the day. And if you're bored, you can watch our live show every Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where the Frontline crew talks about their favorite comic books of the week, the comic books worth weeks of news, and a whole lot more, guys. So again, as always, thank you for watching Comic Frontline. And this is Mike Spider-Saracen. Peace, and I'll see you guys real soon. Bye, guys.